You are now listening to
the Primal Armor Podcast.
This episode is sponsored by Executive Fit LLC. They build custom deadlift platforms, custom barbell storage pieces, and make indoor and outdoor signage for your home or corporate gym. Every platform that pairs with a rack is customized to that specific rack, so everything fits nice and clean. And they ship nationwide. Each platform has a logo applied in a way that makes it impossible to peel up from wear and tear. They even make custom nameplates for your squat rack. Visit executivefitllc.com to request a quote and see what's available on their store. That's executivefitllc.com to upgrade your deadlift game today. Welcome back to episode 94 of the Primal Armor Podcast. This week, we're going to be getting away from exercise and programming specific topics like we've been focusing on for the last few weeks, and we're going to be focusing on a topic that's more targeted towards your health and recovery. This week's topic is going to be covering the benefits of using a sauna. This is something that not too many people have access to, but it's still a very intriguing topic. I had the luxury of having one in the rec center where I went to college, and I used it after almost every single workout that I did. But it was quickly ruined for me by all the bro lifters who would come in and then pour their entire jug of water onto the sauna rocks, or by the naked old dudes that would always hang out in there and have a towel around them that was 2 sizes too small. Don't be those guys, or girls for a matter of fact. Because most people don't have the space or the money to afford one for their own home. So in the majority of cases, it's going to be a public sauna. So don't be an obnoxious asshole and ruin it for others. I'm lucky enough now that I have one in the main station to our fire department. And I'll use it on almost every single shift that I'm stationed down there. And I'll use it after almost every fire that we've been on too. But why? What is the purpose of using a sauna? Saunas can be dangerous if you aren't smart about using them. They can get to some very high temperatures. So you need to make sure that you're keeping hydrated and not staying in there too long. Otherwise, you can definitely do some damage. As soon as you enter a sauna, your skin temperatures increase almost immediately. Your pulse rate increases, which almost doubles the amount of blood that your heart's pumping each minute. And most of this blood is directed away from your organs and into your skin to try and cool you down, which is why you start sweating so profusely in such a short time. There are multiple different types of saunas, though. There are wood-burning saunas or your electric heated saunas. And these are the ones that heat up the rocks, and they're very low humidity, but they're very high in temperature. And this is a very dry temperature in a sauna. And this is why some of those bros I was talking about earlier dump tons of water on the rocks to help raise the temperature really quickly and help create a lot of humidity in the air. Then there are also infrared saunas, and those are really starting to gain popularity these days. And that's because they're one of the easiest ones to install in your house because they're like an all-in-one unit. So you don't have to actually build your own sauna area to accommodate sealing in that heat. So which one's better? Infrared saunas use infrared light to warm up your body directly without actually raising the temperature of the room or the air around you. And this will keep the overall temperature lower and more manageable for the majority of people. And these are also a lot more accessible on the market, like I said earlier, which makes these the ones that you'll see advertised more often than not. Traditional saunas, or your typical rock heated saunas, are going to be a lot hotter, like 160 degrees or more. And this is where you're going to see a lot of the benefits that are coming from saunas. Research just hasn't been around long enough for infrared saunas to be able to prove a lot of these health benefits. So while they may elicit the same benefits, I'm just not buying it for now because I'd rather use that traditional route because that's been used for years and years. And that's what's been researched over and over. So I know exactly what it's doing to my body. Like we were talking about earlier, it increases your circulation throughout the body when you're in a sauna. This helps flush lactic acid from the muscles post-workout and helps muscle soreness. And it also can help improve soreness in the joints and improve movement. And there's also been studies out there that prove that people with psoriasis can actually find that a dry sauna can reduce their symptoms. And people with asthma can find some sort of relief by help opening the airways and clearing them out, as well as all the phlegm that's in your lungs. And this can also be helpful during those times if you're suffering with a cold. One benefit that a lot of people preach is that a sauna will help you lose weight. And while it might help affect the number that you see on the scale in the very short term, that's actually just water weight that you're losing, and it has nothing to do with the actual burning fat to lose pounds. And some people will try to blast the temperature to try to sweat out more and lose more of that water weight. And this is another reason that bro lifter dumps all the water on those rocks. They want that intense heat to sweat more, but this is also where the danger lies. Intense heat will make you sweat more, which in turn dehydrates you quicker. So if you're feeling thirsty in a sauna, then you're already dehydrated and there's no catching up. And that's when you need to know to get out. Some people, that's 5 minutes. Some people, that's closer to 30 minutes. If you're feeling thirsty, lightheaded, or dizzy, then it's been too long. And studies show that you should run a temperature of a sauna around 160 to 180 degrees to see these benefits. And it's about 120 degrees in those infrared saunas. Any hotter than that, those symptoms that I was just talking about are going to come on even quicker, and they might even sneak up on you. Because you have to be really smart when you're using a sauna, because even though there's benefits for them, there's also risk associated with it as well. But like I said, there can be plenty of benefits from using a sauna, and I highly recommend trying one out if you've never done it before. Many people are trying those infrared saunas these days, and while they say they're working just as well as traditional saunas, and experts say they're safe, I just don't trust sending those waves into my body for extended periods of time over years until I learn a little bit more about what it's doing in the long term. But if it's something that you think you might want to try, or that you can even afford to put in your house, by all means, try it out. I would love to have a traditional sauna in my house one day because of all the benefits that come from it. I use one very often when I'm working, but I'd probably do it 5 days a week or more if I had one at the house. It's because all the benefits that correlate very well with a fitness lifestyle, and I think everyone should pair it with their training for the ultimate recovery. I just want to thank you for listening to today's podcast, and we'll see you back here again next week.